Alright, so I was going to make another tutorial that went more into depth about the way that I lined the Oddish last night, and then the exact same thing happened where it ran for about a million hours, so here we are. Anyways, I'm drawing these bean babies today, and so I started off with just a very, very loose sketch just to kind of see what is and is not a bean baby on this page, and I began to line it using my polygonal lasso tool, lining, and this is the lines cleaned up a little bit. Not all of them connect, but it does not really matter. This is it zoomed out. I'm gonna have to crop it this way, but I mean for the sake of it, just so I feel less bad about it, I'm just gonna do that right now. But how many pixels is it though? Oh fuck. Oh wait, actually, that might not have been low quality. It's just I'm zoomed out in a funny way. Hey everyone, a tutorial on how to crop things. But no, okay. So we have that going on, and I'm going to explain how to use like gradient maps and go in depth a little more about clipping masks. And so already I have another layer set to multiply where I have these gray tones, and I started to do some shadows on it before I realized it was a good opportunity to be doing a better explanation of clipping masks, so I will get to that in a second. Right now I'm going to create a new layer, and I am going to make this a clipping mask. And because this is set to multiply over a layer that is already set to multiply, I'm gonna have to use like a really... Whoa, what? Oh, come on. It's a good thing that I'm pretty sure I just saved, but I'm also not feeling confident in that. Ugh. Okay. Well, Photoshop, why would you do this to me? I hope I saved. Huh. That's not very nice. Maybe it recovered it. Sometimes Photoshop likes to come through for me. Yes. Well, it looks like, yes, it did in fact recover it. So thanks to the man upstairs. Have to go recrop that again, but yeah, that was definitely a better thing than what I thought was happening. Okay, actually I want that cropped in a little bit more. I don't know if I should do it all the way to the point where it's like they're both touching. I probably should have like crop this out so then I can get the rest of the foot in there and make this like a legit transparent. I'm gonna go and fix my background too, because that's gonna bug me so bad. Okay, because that's just like transparent. So yeah, that's basically where we are at this point. I am gonna go fix my lines first, which just means going whoop. There's There's that, and then I don't know why this doesn't want to deselect for me. Just wants to make life harder. And then the problem with this is that I made so many of these the end of these little Nike bird shapes. I made them so skinny that it's just making my life really difficult at this point right now. Deselect. Okay. We good? We good. Okay. So I am going to save that now, just so I don't die again. Alright, and now I'm going to make a new layer, and I'm going to set that layer to multiply. And this kind of... okay. I'm going to see just how light I need to make this. Yeah, that seems appropriate. And so now, but I don't want this to be going whoo everywhere if I'm gonna have this be transparent. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna right click on my layer and I'm gonna create a clipping mask. And I'm actually just gonna backspace that so I don't look like a problem. And yeah, we already have some shadows over here on this side, which means our light source is up here. And there's definitely going to be some shadows going on over here. I kind of need to be zoomed out for this. But I'm just going to take my polygonal lasso tool and I'm just going to make some shapes. And I'm doing them a little bit pulled out from like the lines here. Alright, this is where you get into some risky territory. That line in specific down here. That gave me a lot of trouble a minute ago because it's literally like 1 pixel thick, which is unfortunate. Okay. Fill with, okay, this color up here, but I don't think that's gonna let me do, oh yes, hooray. Alright, and that's some shadow, and like, because this is set to multiply over our existing stuff, I don't even need to do like a darker shadow over here than over here, because it's just making it like the same darkness down on a different color. That's really hard to phrase, but like if I just colored this, I'll just show. Okay, if I colored the shadows over here have to be darker than the ones over here because this is a darker color to begin with. This. So I can't go and make shadows on the bear with this because that's way too dark. But because I have this multiply layer, I can use the exact same color. And also, I'm just going to be picking my color from this layer. So like, that's the depth of the gray. It looks darker because it's set to multiply, but that's the color that is on this layer. And I don't need to keep picking that up because it's literally the only color on this layer. And you might be asking yourself, why am I doing this entirely in grayscale if I'm making a bunch of colorful Beanie Babies? This and more will become clear in a moment. Alright, the head shadow, that might be a bit too big of a shadow, but like, I'll try it. I don't know, it's okay. Gotta do some ear shadow and then just generalized shadow. And I'll pull it up into this too, because it's not going to be coming at like an exact angle. And then I can cut right over into here if I want to, because it's on a clipping mask and it's only going to go onto the gray that I've already drawn. Hoorah. See? It's not there. Yeah, we are cooking with gas, I would say. The snout comes out from there, so I'm gonna do that. Sorry that I make mouth noises all the time. In general, it's not good. That's why I have a SoundCloud. And it's interesting doing these very round, soft fabric characters using such a hard geometric thing, and it really just means you have to go all in with your shading and your values and stuff to still try and make the dimension of it like more apparent. And I'm trying to like these Bean Babies got moved since I did my sketch because that was several hours ago, but I'm trying to figure out what shadows were going on at the time. The bear in particular, Sammy, is very soft, like almost as though it doesn't have enough beans in it, and so we've got that kind of a shadow going on. It kind of bunches up at the bottom too, so I'm just like gonna be a little aggressive with my shading here, and then I can go all the way out in the left field and still fill it, because again, we got that clipping mask going on, and that's starting to look pretty good if I do so. Give a little bit more shading down here. I hope that went all the way to that line. I can't really see from this zoomed out. Okay, yeah, we're good. And that's starting to look pretty good. It's given some more depth to that. Well, not necessarily depth, but just it's given it some good stuff. I definitely want a bunch of shading over here for seaweed is the name of this Bean Baby. I'm not really sure what I'm up to about this. I'm just gonna do the arm first and then kind of deal with that. And I wish I hadn't done the shading yet, because now I have to be like careful around that, or else I'll cause myself a problem that's gonna be hard to fix. And like, that's not as dark as that, and so I'm probably just like, okay, whatever. I'm gonna go and fix that, actually. Ooh, that got really dark. Okay. And that broke the clipping mask, but I just have to go fix it. It's fine. Image adjustments, replace color. I could increase the fuzziness on that, but I like don't really need to a whole lot. That's telling me though that I have something over here that I didn't erase. So, what do I want my result to be? That. Is that accurate? Whoa. That's definitely something. I don't want it that fuzzy though, but it's like making me do this. It's just like it's even too light. Or I'll just make it like the actual color of the thing. No. See, I don't know why it's like doing that. Okay, take this color, make the result this. Why won't, why? Fucking, okay. I don't know why, this is trying to be difficult with me, but, whatever. Just gonna fucking go get it. Fill that with that. See how much worse that looks instantly? But it's fine. I'll go fix it. Because I just got rid of some of that good 3D effects. Okay. Gotta fill that with the same color. Okay. And now I can just do whatever the hell I want with my clipping. However, I'm gonna have that visible so I know where to go. I'm gonna go find my color. Alright, so just kind of like... And then can I... No, I guess I can't turn off that while I'm doing this. It's fine though. Fill with that color. That looks bad, but oh, what's up with that? That just must have been like way the wrong color. Let me fill it with the real color. Ah, there we go. Okay, perfect. And that's okay. Why? Okay. Fill with the color. Okay, that's looking pretty good. And I'm gonna go ahead and give a little bit of shading under the eyes, just because I like to. And that is not like really directional shading as much as it's ambient shading. And just to get into a little bit of like art theory here about that, ambient shading is just like, you know, when you draw a face, like the nostrils are always going to be darker than the stuff around them, and like Windows 8, okay, and like the bridge of the nose and the tip of the nose are probably going to be brighter than the sides of the nose going closer to the cheeks. And that's just like ambient lighting. That's lighting that you could just like assume straight up, whereas directional lighting is like, and let me get off topic, well, on topic, okay, for this, the ambient lighting was, there is a version of this within the depths of my computer where this and this does not exist. He still has a glow right here, he has the shading on his ear, he has some of the shading on his nose, there's shading on his chin, and there's some shading on his forehead, but it's pretty weak. It's not specific enough, whereas this directional lighting is saying that there's lighting coming from like up here down onto him, and it makes it a lot stronger of a piece. Truly, I always love really strong directional lighting, and I'm trying to get better about doing that. We got our clip-in mask going, so I can just screw with this, go all the way out there. I'm not sure if I like what's going on with that, but how to fix it? Do I even just want to like screw the whole thing? I'll just see how that looks. It's probably gonna look not the best, but I'm kind of into it, yeah. Yeah, I'm into it. Sometimes more is in fact more when it comes to your shading and your contrast and such. And did I do real shading on that? Yeah, I did. That's on a different layer. Damn. Which means I gotta be careful. And I think we're pretty good there, as far as I can see. So I'm gonna start moving on to all the fun gradient map stuff, and I'm just gonna make a new gradient map here, just so we have an understanding of what these things are supposed to be looking like. This is what the otter looks like, the one who's sitting on my desk. The seaweed, I just made like a seaweed shape. That's not what it looks like. It's just kind of like a thing, but that's not very fun. This is the closest in color to what my Sammy looks like. Mine is more green and blue than that. But yeah, and so I'm going to go down here. I'm going to select gradient map, second from the bottom, and woo, my last stop, because I have those black lines, is going to be black. And so like right off the bat you can already see, I think that may have gotten a little darker, but I can't tell. And then if I think about it, probably the darkest tone in this to begin with is going to be the brown of my my seaweed plush. So I'm just trying to get a decent looking brown going for that, and it's okay if these are not like my legit colors yet. And then I'm probably going to get kind of like a bluish green going for that. These are going to look very weird for the first amount of time that I'm doing this, but it'll get better in a minute. For these, because this is very rainbowy, I'm just kind of taking it in a rainbow, and at this point you can stop seeing the change in the color, but that's like, that's fine. Okay, so I'm going to look at that. Just gonna look through this for a second. I'm thinking what I probably need to do is go ahead and put some highlights on this, and so I'm gonna make a new layer, and I am going to set that to lighten, I guess, and I'm gonna put clipping mask on that, and I have to make sure that this is actually right before I get into it. But okay, yeah, so that is only going on your color and not your lines, and I can just do that with normal too, so I'm just gonna do it with normal. But what I'm going to do for that is I'm gonna set that to like 25, and that seems to be reasonable. And so I'm just gonna go around and kind of highlight the areas that I believe are brighter with that color. And it's not an exact science, it's just kind of going with your shapes. I put my highlights basically in the center of a shape, and it wasn't until like recently that I learned that not everybody does that, I guess. So I don't know if there's like other methods for that, because someone on Tumblr was like, yeah, you should totally always do your highlights in the center, it makes it look like paintings and such. And I was like, oh, that's cool. I was not aware there was any other way. I'm not liking what's going on up here with the head, but I'm not sure what options I have with that. I'll just connect this right fast. And then, what do we have going on there? Ooh. Let's see. Let's get rid of that. I don't want that to be so dangerous and sharp. What am I doing? We better? You know, some in the ear. I'll just have to fix that later. This is kind of a weird style for me, because it's very like, ooh, graphic design is my passion, and that's like not me, except for how it definitely is. But you know, it's really just like, it's so two-dimensional, you know. So how's that looking? That's looking better. That's mostly it for the bear. I'm not gonna put a highlight down. Well, how would that even look? Let's fill with that. Yeah, that's okay. Gonna make his belly nice and good. Is that okay? And the problem with that is I'm worried that that's too light. So I'm gonna actually just go and like fill that with something kind of darker. How does that work? I still feel like it's too dark. Or light. I'm just gonna keep screwing with it until something decent happens. Yes. Okay, I like this. Much better. much more in line with what I got going on. I'm thinking I'm gonna have to shift that gradient map like a lot closer, so there's like not everything on there being just like green and blue, because that's not what this is about. Is that a shape? I'm not into it. Okay. I'll just do this really straightforward. And then, what's the snout got going on? Is this like viable? I don't even know. Is he gonna look too nosy? How's it compare? I don't know. I don't have a thought on that yet. Let's give it some, I don't know if the appropriate word here is jowls, but I'm gonna say it. It's gonna make it like a peace sign. Ooh. I'm just gonna have to go like hog wild with this, I think. That's okay over here, but like, let's see if that works. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just gonna screw with it for a hot second. Is that it? Is that what's needed? I'm just not feeling it yet. I'll know when I'm on the right track. Sorry if those noises are like really loud. There's something weird about my like screen capture software that makes that really loud for some reason. I'm like pretty sure. Can't imagine why, but it's definitely a thing. Yeah, I think we've got it. Just trying to give any value where I can get it. My leg is so asleep. Sorry if this makes a noise when I move. Okay. Wish I could figure out how to like use copyrighted music in these, because these are certainly so long, and when I stop talking or when I feel the need to keep talking, it's just so much. Alright, so we have that going on, and no, I need to fix this. I don't know why that's like rounded. What did I do? The life is coming back to my leg. Ow. That really hurts. Actually, I can totally, oh, wait. No, yeah, I guess I just have to do that same deal over here. Because his leg is pretty thick, and hopefully this will still be like a decent lightness despite how it's on the shadow. See, I need that, but I need a little bit less light. Fill, color. Let's try that. Yes. That's it. And then a little over here. And then, so that is not directional lighting. That is just ambient lighting because he's round. Alright. So now if you look at our gradient map, this is looking pretty good. I am going to save so that I don't have a problem. And I am making 1,000,000 copies of this. That's just how it goes. Alright. And so I'm going to make, whoa, okay. I'm gonna, okay, there we go. I'm gonna pull that down. Ooh. Ah, problems. Oh, okay, I need to like shift those, but that's not gonna look good. So I'm gonna fudge it. Whoa. Okay, I can pull that back now. Do I even need that one? Yeah, I need that one. Do I need this one? I probably also need that one. Whoa, that's really dramatic. Let's make that more of a blue. And then let's do like a green. Okay, but I want like a lot of that. And actually, I need like a darker, like a red. And let's see if I can get it. A lot of this is really just like screwing around. And if anyone's wondering how I'm doing this palette, me too. I really am just screwing around. And so the deal with that is I have that gradient map going on. However, I can decrease the opacity of that. And then something cool that I'm going to do, I'm going to make a new layer. I'm going to set that layer as a clipping mask. And I'm probably just going to put it under those. And so now, and this is in the other video that I made, but I'm going to plug it again because it's useful if you're not knowledgeable about like editing your brushes in Photoshop. What you can do is you can go on DeviantArt, go to Zedig. He has really good brushes. They're so good. He has a lot of good work. And the number 2 brush pack, $2.98. That brush gives you these really cool shifted color effects. I can show you how to make any brush do that. It's really easy. I'm just even gonna show you how to do it on the default brush first off. I'm making this fairly big so you can see what's gonna happen. You're gonna go up you're gonna go to this tab with the little free things. I think it's supposed to mean brushes in a cup. I'm taking my spacing all the way down because that bugs me when it's farther out, and it's just like I don't like it. And what I'm gonna do is go down to color dynamics, and I am gonna show you like the wildest you can go with this. It's like, woo! It's Ratatouille, you know? I know. But no, you can shift these hue jitters, saturation jitters, whatever you want, and you can end up with some really cool effects. And I'm gonna keep my brightness jitter off for the sake of things, but I'm gonna set this to multiply, I guess. What about overlay? I'm liking what overlay is doing with that, so I'm gonna choose a more textured brush, and I think I already, yeah, I have color dynamics set on that, and this one is really, really subtle. Like, you can hardly see the difference in that, and like, I'm not gonna do this for the end, but just to demonstrate something that I do sometimes with my palettes is like, okay, this bear is, his face is kind of like a teal, and this is set to overlay, so it's gonna be really high saturation, but it's fine, it'll get fixed. And then his body goes more like that. And I'm just using my mouse here, so I'm not gonna bother like blending any of this because I don't care. And as you can see, because this is set as a clipping mask, none of it's going off the animals, and also it's still getting your highlights and your shadows and stuff. And then for my otter, I'm gonna choose kind of like, I need something with more red in it. Is that gonna work? Perhaps. And then I want something for the seaweed, and I'm even gonna pull some of the same color off of this to make it, well, that's a really light piece of seaweed, so I gotta pull it way down. Ooh, that's definitely a seaweed, you know. And then, so these colors don't necessarily go with each other very well, but what you can do is you can turn on your gradient map, and colors that didn't go too well together, they start to go better. And you don't need to put it all the way up. But then, and if you do the color dynamics, it gives you some texture in there. Yeah, it's a good time. And so I am going to do some of that in a moment. And then that's just how it is with just the gradient map. This is how that goes. If you don't like it so saturated, you can turn the opacity down too on that, even if you aren't gonna put something over that. And then this is transparent. You used all the clipping masks, so it's really good. Okay, so I wish I had done this in an easier way. I probably just need to like duplicate this. Fuck, I just dropped all of my clipping masks. I'm gonna I'll duplicate this but onto a new thing, and then I will bring it over here, and I'll just like plop it down, get on there, get Okay, why? Okay, fine. Let's not do that. Let's just be fucking fine. I'm bringing it back. And I don't think that broke any of my things. And if I just set it to color, that does literally nothing. Oh, luminosity. That's not pretty. Does that do anything? If I make that a little bit brighter, this is going south. Okay, but what I'm gonna do with that is I'm gonna go around and I'm gonna cut out this. I'm gonna cut the bear out of there, I guess. And then I was just experimenting here to see if this actually is gonna work. And then, because I think what I can do with that is then I'm going to make a new layer and make it a clipping mask onto that, and then I can use my like silly brushes and hold on, what color was that? Okay, and that'll give it the texture at least. I need more brightness jitter in there. Whoa. Maybe less brightness jitter. And then, so then we got that going on. And even I didn't actually need to cut that off. I can just do it like normal. So I'm gonna make a new layer. And then I've got my clipping mask going on. And then I'm just gonna be like, whoa. Look, it's something. What happens if I make that any brighter? Ooh, I'm liking this. This is perhaps good. If I just like go up here and I brighten it. Ooh. Oh yes. This is nice. Okay. And then, so if I turn that down, and then I can just do that even brighter if I feel like it. Ooh. It's fun, you can really just screw around with it at this point. Like, ooh. Yeah, I've got so much going on so many layers. I'm sorry if this is completely incomprehensible because of that. Ooh. I like this because it looks kind of like jewel-y, like the crown jewels. I need this on the seaweed. So yeah, I could very well do that. I'm gonna stick that opacity down. And so then you've got a really cool texture going on there. And that's just from messing with the color dynamics, really. I hope this was somewhat helpful. Like, I don't know how helpful it actually was. Oh my gosh, it was 50 minutes long. I am so sorry. Bye.